welcome to the Sew Essential vlog. I'm Lucy and I'm here today to talk to you about new sewing patterns that we've added to the website recently. So we've had a bumper crop in the last month or so. All the new season designs are coming out. In fact, there's been so many, I've had to break it down. And today I'm just going to share with you some of the independent patterns that we've added to the website recently. We have also had a new Vogue, Simplicity and McCalls issue. There might be another commercial pattern issue in there as well, all of which are available on our site, and you can find links to our website below, and you can search by brand as well if you want to have a look at those. But for today's video I'm just going to share the independent patterns with you because I would have been here all day if I tried to show you them all. As always, I'll be sharing gorgeous fabrics that I would use to make them with as well, and you can find links to all the products I share below as well. So let's get started then. The first pattern I want to share with you is the Westcliff dress by the Friday Pattern Company. So this is a nice easy sew for knit fabrics, so that's just great in my book. Quick and easy and comfortable, what more could you want? I think there's some really nice design features, although it is a very simple dress. So it's a faux wrap at the front which comes relatively high, so there's no issues with gapage. And then it's an A-line skirt, and you can just make a very straightforward version like that, or you can add a gathered tier at the bottom and make it into a maxi dress, and that is a very on-trend look at the moment, so you'd be really ticking the boxes for that peasant dress, prairie dress type trend that's out and about at the moment. One of the other little features I really like on this dress, which it doesn't really mention on the packet, is that it looks like there's some sort of yoke at the shoulders and then there's some gathers, and I think that is just such a lovely, interesting design feature. I've got a dress and a blouse where I've done that before, and I just think it's a really nice way to just add a bit of interesting detail to a V-neck sort of top or bodice or whatever. So yeah, I'm really liking this pattern. The size charts run from a 32 bust to a 54 bust, a 24 waist to a 47 waist, and a 34 hip to a 57 hip. So the version I would really want to go for is that lovely romantic peasant dress look, the maxi dress, and I would look to make that in this Portia fabric, which is a John Caldor knit fabric. This stuff's really lovely. I've made loads of stuff in Portia over the years, not this particular design but the other designs that we've had in over the years. It is really lovely. It drapes and moves beautifully, and I just think this dark floral, not a ditzy print, it's bigger than a ditzy print, but just that those small florals I think would work really well on that dress and would have you looking bang on trend and feeling rather comfortable at the same time, which is always a winner. The next pattern I'm going to share with you is also by the Friday Pattern Company. So this is the Avenir Jumpsuit. So this is sort of like really a pull-on jumpsuit. So again, super comfy, very easy to make. It says it's for woven fabrics, but you can also use knit fabrics as well. So I think that's just because there's quite a bit of ease in it. It's quite a loose fitting garment, so and it's got an elasticated waist. It looks like the sleeves are elasticated at the end, and then it's got an elasticated neckline as well, so I guess that allows you to gather the fabric in as much or as little as you need to. It looks relatively easy to fit, so I can see why it would work in both types of fabric. The neckline is elasticated, and it suggests that you can wear it up around your neck or you could pull it down off the shoulders. So I think with this one I'd be tempted to try and create a bit of an evening look, which they have done. I've seen some pictures that they're promotional materials or whatever where they've used a lovely velvet fabric. And I thought, yeah, why not make something gorgeous and sumptuous and shiny and beautiful for the evening, and nobody will know how comfortable you are thanks to all the elasticated parts and the type of fabric that you've chosen. So I've got to just come back to our beautiful John Caldor Carlotta stretch jersey fabric as the suggestion for that one. I've chosen this gorgeous teal colour, which I just think is so rich and beautiful. It just reminds me of like real proper jewel colours. There are loads of other colours in this velvet as well. Well, there's about 5 I think. So there's a lovely purple, there's like a deep red, there's black, there's navy as well, so there's quite a few to choose from there depending on what your preference is. But it's going to be warm, it's going to be comfortable, but because of the shine and the luxuriousness of the velvet, even though it's a very simple pattern, I think if you did pull it off your shoulders, I think you could have something that looked nice and sophisticated and dressy but be super comfortable and warm at the same time, which is great in my book. The next pattern I want to share with you is the Sienna Maker Jacket. So this is by Closet Case Patterns, and it's based on traditional or vintage French workwear. So it says it's designed for hard-wearing use by makers and artists, but it also functions as stylish outerwear, and I just think there's some really lovely features on this jacket. You can really play around with it and make some different versions, and I think you could have a lot of fun with it. So one version has got deep hip pockets, a hidden breast pocket and a waist cinching belt with a D-ring closure that can be worn closed or open by looping the belt in the opposite direction. There's also a version that hits at the mid-thigh, so you've got one that hits at the hip, hits at the hip, one that hits at the mid-thigh, and then there's also a cropped version as well that hits at the waist. Let me just check this for you actually. So view A hits at mid-thigh, view B ends at upper thigh. So you've got those two sort of longer versions, and then view C is a short jacket with a button closure and optional sleeve pockets and a back button placket. So yeah, that's a really lovely little feature as well, this little button placket on the back. I just think there are so many opportunities with this pattern to be quite creative, to learn some nice techniques, to do some nice top stitching. I think you can have a lot of fun with it. So the fabric that I chose, and I think I need a jacket like this in my wardrobe as well. I want like an alternative to a leather jacket, or what else do I wear quite frequently? I've got like a little fake fur bomber jacket, and I've got a few different things, but I often think actually something a bit more casual but still quite smart would be really useful to me. And I think that the fabric that would work really well for this jacket is this lovely olive denim that we've got in stock. So I don't know whether you've seen this, it's relatively new, but I just think the colour is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it would work really well for that jacket. So that is my next pattern. And then onto the reed skirt by Grainline Studios. So Grainline have just extended their size range, so I'm not sure if they feature them all. No, they go from a 0 to 18, and then there's also a size bracket from I think 14 to 30. I haven't got both sizes up here with me, but there is a really good size range on these now, and we will include both size ranges, both size patterns on our website, just so you know. The smallest, I've got the smallest size here, which ranges from a 32 bust to a 44 bust. So if you think that's the 18 is the 44 bust, the 30 is obviously going to go up from there. The bust, the waist is a 25 to a 37, which is a size 18, and as I say, it goes up to a 30, so that will go up quite beyond the 37-inch waist. The hip is a 35 and goes up to a 47 for an 18, and again that will go up to a size 30. So this is a lovely skirt. I really like this. It's your classic, well, there is options here. Again, you can have a lot of fun with this, try some different techniques, put your own spin on it. There's a classic sort of denim skirt, button down denim skirt version, which I really like, in 2 lengths. So you've got the short length, and then you've got like a midi length, which has got a panel across the bottom. There's some really nice seam details on this skirt as well. So they've got seams down the front and then pockets that join the seams. Excuse me, we've all had a terrible cold in our house this week, so just got a bit of a tickle, but yeah, so some lovely seam details on there. And then as an alternative to the button down version, you can also do a version which I believe zips at the back, yes, and then has patch pockets on the front. So lots and lots of different options. I think a skirt I would wear all the time. I'm really tempted to just make the classic button down version. It's something I've wanted to make for a long time. I love that look with thick black tights, boots and a little jumper in the winter. So again, I think the olive denim would be rather lovely for that skirt and would just be a bit different in your wardrobe. I get a bit bored of, I mean, I'm wearing dark colours today, but I do get a bit bored of them in the winter, and I try and inject colour where I can. So I think that would be a really nice way to do that. And then also from Grainline, we have the Thea jacket, which again comes in the 2 size ranges. And this is again a workwear inspired jacket, and it's got patch pockets on the front, lots of lovely little details, opportunities for top stitching, developing some nice skills, you know, doing collars and that sort of thing. It's got 2-piece sleeves, so that is what that design feature is, to help really get a better fit, and is how traditionally sleeves would be done on these sorts of garments. It's fully lined, so it'll be nice and warm, and then you've got the princess seams at the front to give you a really good fit on it. And I've seen versions with people are using shearling or flannel and things like that to line it, and you can actually see the shearling fabric when the collar's turned over. You can see it. I used to call them rice pudding jackets when I was younger, but you know, the denim jackets where you have the lovely sort of shearling fabric that turns out, you can do that with this jacket, which I think is a really nice idea. So yeah, again, something that you can really sort of test your skills. And I think the great thing about these jacket patterns that are a bit more involved, they're a bit of a longer project, I think, you know, in the winter months, how nice to just slow down and do something like that where you can learn lots of new skills. You know, you're probably spending more time indoors sewing, so yeah, perfect for those sort of dark winter evenings really, when you need something to entertain you. And the fabric I chose for that, what I thought would be really nice, is this denim, which is, let me check, it's on our website, it's DWRS0005, but it's a lovely dark denim, but it's got almost like a linen look to it. So I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera there, but it's got like almost like a slubby linen effect to it, and I just thought that would make a really nice, you know, interesting feature on that jacket with all the lovely little details on it. So that's that pattern. And then on to Cashmerette have introduced a couple of new patterns. So if you're not familiar with these are great patterns for if you struggle particularly with fit in the bust area. I recommended these to one of our customers the other day because they go from a C cup to an H cup. So if you've got a fuller bust, you can get a really good fit with these patterns. They range from a size 12 to a 28, and Jenny, the lady who designs them, she always says she's sewing for curves, so she designs these patterns with the curvier figure in mind, to really accentuate and celebrate your curves. So yeah, beautiful patterns, great ideas. She's brought out so many lovely designs. The first one I'm talking to you about is the Cedar Dolman top. So I'll just tell you the size ranges. The C or the D cup comes in a 40-inch bust for a 12, up to a 56-inch bust for a 28. The E or the F cup is 41 bust for the 12, and then a 57 bust for the 28. And then the G or the H cup, you can go from a 42 up to a 58 bust, and then the waist starts at a 32-inch for a 12, goes up to a 48-inch for a 28, size 28, and then the hip goes from a 42-inch for a 12 up to a 58-inch for a 28. So that's your size ranges. The fabric recommended is mid-weight jersey or technical fabric with good drape. It can be stretched, but it's not required. So I think this is a really good pattern from that point of view. You can get quite different looks with it. There's a version where you've got a tie at the front and you can go for sort of quite a casual look. If you made it in a jersey fabric, but then if you made that in like a viscose or a rayon or a cotton lawn or something, it would seem a little bit dressier. And then there's a version where there's no tie and it just finishes just at the hip really, and obviously you can make that dressy or more casual as well. So I think you could get a lot of wear out of this pattern, and I think it'd be something you'd wear time and time again. It'd be one of those staple items in your wardrobe. So I really love the picture picture on the front of the packet of Jenny, who's the lady who designs the patterns, and she's wearing like a t-shirt version, a stripy t-shirt version, which I think looks great. And we've got these beautiful cotton, are they cotton jerseys? It's got wool, polyester and elastane in it, but they're really lovely jerseys, t-shirt jerseys I would call them. We've got this one which is grey with a blue stripe, and then we've also got the same grey but with a pink stripe, so I'm not sure if you're able to, oh there we go, pick that up on the camera, but I think that would look really lovely. It's beautiful quality fabric, it really is. You can just tell by touching it and feeling it. I think it would be nice and warm as well. It reminds me of our John Caldor Cadiz cotton jersey. That's why I thought it was a cotton jersey, because it sort of feels like a cotton jersey, but it's not. It says wool. Yeah, it says wool on there. Check the description on the website because it says bound wool, and actually I'm not sure whether that means cotton. I'm sorry, I should have checked that before I started the video, but it's all in the description on the website. It might well be a cotton polyester jersey, but it is beautiful quality, and I think it would work really well for that t-shirt pattern. So that's that one. We've also from Cashmerette got the Alcott Dress, which I just think is lovely. So it's a lovely wrap dress. It's a fixed wrap, so again it's not going to gape. A little tip actually, if you are making a jersey wrap dress, if you're worried that it's going to gape, you can always sew. We do clear elastic and you can always sew that inside the seam line to draw it in a bit, so that's a handy little tip. But it's a fixed wrap with an empire waist, flutter sleeves that you can do cap or mid-length. There's a knee-length full skirt and a maternity skirt option as well, so that I thought that was brilliant that there's a maternity option in here as well. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the first dress I showed you, the Westcliff dress, in terms of the style and the feel of it. So you've got this knee-length version, which is more of a sort of classic wrap dress, and then yeah, and you've got the option for the flutter sleeves down to about there, or the capped sleeve, but then you've got the option to make it a maxi. So again, that's got a fixed wrap, an empire waist, full length sleeves with a ruffle at the end, and then a midi length straight skirt with a hem ruffle. So again, that does remind me a bit of the Westcliff dress, and that just feel at the moment is very on trend. Again, I would be tempted to go for that lovely long maxi version, and the fabric I would have to choose for that would be our lovely Isabella wool jersey, which is a John Caldor, which I'm wearing today, but it also comes in an array of lovely colours. So we've got this beautiful claret colour here, which I think just really screams the current season to me. We've also got it in a teal, we've got it in a French navy, charcoal, like a more silvery grey or gunmetal grey. I think there might be another colour, teal as well. I know I might have said that. And then there's a more of a sort of brighter red as well. So yeah, I think that full length maxi version would look great made up in that, and would be super comfy as well, again, and warm. And then finally, we've just added the in the folds patterns to our website. So there's 4 patterns in this range. You can find all of them on the website. And the one I wanted to show you is the Collins top, which is a really interesting take. These patterns, they've got a lot of interesting seam lines on them. I think that's her real sort of USP, I suppose, is that she focuses on putting interesting seam details onto the patterns. And I think as a sewer, that's quite a nice project to do because it's a bit different to what you're used to. So this t-shirt top or vest top is panelled, so you've got options for doing things like colour blocking, or she suggests using stripy fabric and changing the direction that your stripes are going in on the different panels for a nice effect. So it's a loose fitting trapeze shaped top for woven fabrics. And yeah, I think what you could do with this is you could either go for the t-shirt version and make it in a nice cotton lawn or something like that, and you'd probably wear that all summer long. But what I've chosen to do, because here in the UK we're currently in winter, I thought actually I'd want to make the sleeveless version and make a really nice like evening top. I think it could look quite dramatic because it's a trapeze style, worn with a pair of skinny trousers. I think that volume in the top could look really nice and really really sort of wow factor. So the sizes range from a 28 bust, sorry, 29 and 7/8 bust, that's very precise, up to a 51 and 5/8 bust, and then a 24 waist up to a 45 and 5/8 waist. So that just gives you an idea of that. But the fabric I chose to make the party top is, and I've been really excited about sharing these with you, these are some fabrics that I added to the website probably a week or so ago, but we've got a whole range of these gorgeous crepe not crepe de chine, sorry, satin back crepe fabrics in all the pretty party jewel colours you could wish for. They're called liquid satin, which I think describes them beautifully, because they have, as you can see, it's almost like liquid, it's just beautiful. And my preference is the crepe side, because it's got like a slight sheen to it. It is matte, but it has got this lovely silky sheen to it. But then if you're really into your, just hit myself around the head. If you're really into your super shiny satin, you've got the satin side as well, but you can use either side. But yeah, my preference, I did make years ago, we had some black of this in, and we've got the black now. We've got loads of colours if you get on and have a look. But I used that matte side to make a bodice for an evening dress, and oh my God, it was just so beautiful. It's so gorgeous, so luxurious, and I think that would just make the perfect party top. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. I hope I haven't talked for too long and got too excited, because I was really looking forward to sharing all of those with you. As I said at the start of the video, all the links to everything you need are below our website, the patterns, the fabrics I mentioned. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.